This is Mark Arm, and I am being sequestered in this storage closet by Brooklyn Vegan until I come up with a vertical video listing 5 things of my own choosing. And so what I've landed on is the records that I've been listening to most in the last 2 years. And the number 1 record I've been listening to the most in the last 2 years is The Saints' I'm Stranded. And also number 1 in terms of what I've been listening to in the last 2 years is The Saints' Eternally Yours. And also number 1 in terms of what I've been listening to the most in the last 2 years is The Saints' Prehistoric Sounds. Now, all of these records are great fucking records. And they're all by the same band, and they're all very different. I'm Stranded came out in 1977. 2 of the songs were actually released on a single in 1976. That was basically the first punk single that ever came out. Beating the Sex Pistols, the Damned, Clash, whoever else there might have been. And the thing that kind of sets this record apart from a lot of those other records is that 3 of these guys have been playing together since 1973. Ed Kuepper, Chris Bailey, and Ivor. They met in high school, and they started playing music together. Chris has always sang. Ed has always played guitar, and for these records is a principal songwriter. And Ivor started out playing keyboards and eventually became the drummer, because I guess to be a rock band you have to have a drummer, and they just couldn't find a drummer. And I think what's cool about Ivor's drumming is he doesn't come from a drumming background. I think his keyboard playing informs the way he drums. So it's not like a usual drummer. So like there's incendiary punk rock riffage. Oh my God, I can't believe I just said that. On this record. And he doesn't play like a regular rock drummer, but he plays appropriately, and he's got this fast, full-on style. And there's a song on here about 4 songs in called Messin' with the Kid, which is, for lack of a better word, a ballad. And he plays it completely differently. He's got this loose, loping style that really fits the song. And I don't think a regular rock drummer in like 1976 would have come up with the styles that he plays. This record has got one of the coolest guitar sounds you'll ever hear. The songs are ferocious, kicking off with I'm Stranded, which is, an absolute hit, and ending with Nights in Venice, which is an epic, really. It's got a breakdown that at times reminds me of parts of the song Funhouse and of Sister Ray, and it's just a fantastic record front to back. And for their second record, they decided to mix things up a little bit and bring in some horns. So there's kind of a sort of a Stax soul feel to this record that is not something that was happening in 1977 with the rest of the punk rock, especially in the UK. Like, that was just, I think, an anathema to what people at the time probably thought punk rock was supposed to be. But it's an amazing record. Know Your Product, an absolute hit. This Perfect Day is another total hit. And also Know, N-O, comma, Your Product. I should probably go into why I'm listening to these records all the time is because I am playing with the surviving members of the Saints, with Ivor and Ed Kuepper, and also Peter Oxley and Mick Harvey, and we are doing the Saints 73 to 78. So we are focusing on these first Saints records. And so I had to wrap my head around like Chris Bailey's phrasing and try to figure out like how to sing or vocalize in a manner that would hopefully do him justice. And one of the songs that was kind of a breakthrough for me was Know Your Product. It's just got a lot of lyrics. And I really felt proud of myself when I was able to get that down. And I also got to say that in the early 80s, if you were at a party and it was a good party, one of these two records would have at least played. Okay, this is in Seattle, hugely influential amongst me and my friends. And why I'm talking about these two right now is because they were the only two that were available in the US. They were on Sire Records, and a lot of them I think were made because they eventually showed up as cutouts. Which was good for you if you're like someone who doesn't have a lot of money and wants to check out a record that you just can't hear otherwise. And they became favorites. And later on, this record came out in 1978, and it's the last record of the original three members, playing with Algie Ward, who later went on to, he played on Machine Gun Etiquette and also formed the band Tank, kind of a Motorhead, Nawabum style band. But anyway, this is a fantastic record, and it's very different than the other two. It's got more of that loose, loping drum pattern that like Ivor does on Messin' with the Kid on the first record. I mean, you can kind of even tell like the first song is called Swing for the Crime. Like it's kind of letting you know what's happening here. And there are the horns continue. The horn arrangements are great. In fact, when Mudhoney decided to try adding horns on a couple records, these two records definitely informed how we approached that. And there's a song on here, All Times Through Paradise, which is, as a vocalist, just one of the most difficult things I've ever had to wrap my head around, just because the phrasing is so odd and it changes, and the timing is unusual, and it's a great tune. This whole record is amazing, and I can't express how humble and grateful I am for being allowed this opportunity to play with these guys, to play with my heroes, and to hopefully do Chris Bailey's memory justice. So yeah, Ed Kuepper, Ivor Hay, Peter Oxley, Mick Harvey. See you soon. Can I get out of here now?